Welcome to this exam review from Birdsey, your AI-powered study partner. Be sure to like and subscribe for more exam prep videos. Let's get started.
Let's start with a review of fundamental valuation concepts. Definition of market value versus investment value versus cost value. What is the primary distinction between market value and investment value? Is it A, market value considers only the cost of the asset? B, market value is the estimated exchange price, while investment value is specific to an investor? C, investment value is always higher than market value? Or D, market value includes personal biases of the seller? The answer is B. Market value is the estimated exchange price, while investment value is specific to an investor. Market value is the estimated amount for which an asset should exchange on the date of valuation, while investment value is the value to a specific investor based on individual investment requirements. Which valuation concept is most influenced by the specific motivations of a buyer or seller? Is it A, market value, B, cost value, C, investment value, or D, replacement value? The answer is C, investment value. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. The terms market value and investment value can be confused, but investment value specifically considers individual motivations. Sarah is considering buying a property that is valued at $500,000 on the market, but she values it at $550,000 due to its proximity to her workplace. What type of value is Sarah considering? Is it A, market value, B, cost value, C, replacement value, or D, investment value? The answer is D, investment value. Sarah's valuation is based on her personal circumstances, which aligns with investment value, not market or cost value. Which valuation concept refers to the amount required to replace an asset with a similar one? Is it A, replacement value, B, market value, C, investment value, or D, cost value? The answer is A, replacement value. Replacement value is the cost to replace an asset with a similar one, reflecting current prices and conditions. John is selling his house and receives an offer that matches the current market value, but he believes the house is worth more due to recent renovations. What valuation concept is John likely considering? Is it A, market value, B, cost value, C, investment value, or D, replacement value? The answer is C, investment value. John's belief in a higher value due to renovations aligns with investment value, which considers personal valuation factors. Which valuation concept is defined as the price at which an asset would trade in a competitive auction setting? Is it A, market value, B, investment value, C, cost value, or D, replacement value? The answer is A, market value. Market value is the estimated amount for which an asset should exchange on the date of valuation between a willing buyer and a willing seller in an arm's length transaction. Emily is evaluating a property that she believes will generate significant future income, although its current market value is lower than her estimation. What type of value is Emily considering? Is it A, market value, B, investment value, C, cost value, or D, intrinsic value? The answer is B, investment value. Emily is considering investment value, which reflects the value of an asset to a particular investor based on their specific requirements and expectations.
Notice the code in the corner. When you're stumped by a question, enter it at birdsey.ai for immediate help. Enjoy complimentary study sessions and access to hundreds of additional questions to help you pass your exam with confidence.
Principles of value. Which principle of value suggests that a property's value is influenced by the cost of acquiring an equally desirable substitute property? Is it A, substitution, B, anticipation, C, conformity, or D, progression? The answer is A, substitution. The principle of substitution states that a property's value is determined by the cost of acquiring an equivalent substitute property. This principle is fundamental in real estate valuation. In real estate valuation, which principle implies that the value of a property is based on the future benefits it will provide? Is it A, substitution, B, anticipation, C, conformity, or D, regression? The answer is B, anticipation. Why this question may seem a bit tricky, the principle of anticipation is often confused with substitution. Anticipation is about future benefits, not current replacement costs. A homeowner notices that their property's value has increased after a luxury development was built nearby. Which principle of value is most likely at play here? Is it A, substitution, B, anticipation, C, conformity, or D, progression? The answer is D, progression. The principle of progression suggests that a lower valued property can increase in value when located near higher valued properties. What principle of value suggests that properties achieve maximum value when they are similar to others in the neighborhood? Is it A, substitution, B, anticipation, C, conformity, or D, regression? The answer is C, conformity. The principle of conformity states that properties are most valuable when they conform to the standards of the neighborhood.
Finding this exam review helpful? If you haven't already, like and subscribe for more videos that'll get you ready to pass.
A real estate investor is considering buying a property in a declining neighborhood, hoping it will increase in value as the area improves. Which principle of value is the investor relying on? Is it A, substitution, B, anticipation, C, conformity, or D, regression? The answer is B, anticipation. The investor is relying on the principle of anticipation, which involves the expected future benefits of owning a property. A developer is considering building a new residential community in an area where property values have been steadily increasing due to new infrastructure projects. Which principle of value is the developer most likely considering? Is it A, substitution, B, anticipation, C, conformity, or D, progression? The answer is B, anticipation. The developer is likely considering the principle of anticipation, which suggests that property values are influenced by expected future benefits, such as infrastructure improvements. Highest and best use analysis. What is the primary goal of a highest and best use analysis in real estate valuation? Is it A, to identify the most profitable legal use of a property, B, to determine the historical significance of a property, C, to assess the environmental impact of a property, or D, to evaluate the architectural design of a property? The answer is A, to identify the most profitable legal use of a property. The primary goal is to determine the most profitable legal use of a property. This involves assessing potential uses that are physically possible, legally permissible, financially feasible, and maximally productive. In highest and best use analysis, which factor is least likely to change over time? Is it A, financial feasibility, B, legal permissibility, C, physical possibility, or D, maximal productivity? The answer is C, physical possibility. Why this question may seem a bit tricky, legal permissibility can change with zoning laws, while physical possibility and financial feasibility can vary with market conditions. However, the concept of physical possibility is generally more stable. A developer is considering purchasing a vacant lot in a commercial district. The lot is zoned for both residential and commercial use. What should the developer consider first in a highest and best use analysis? Is it A, the current market trends for residential properties? B, the zoning laws applicable to the lot? C, the cost of construction for each potential use? Or D, the environmental impact of developing the lot? The answer is B, the zoning laws applicable to the lot. The developer should first consider the legal permissibility of potential uses, as zoning laws dictate what can be developed on the lot. Which of the following is not a criterion for determining the highest and best use of a property? Is it A, physical possibility, B, legal permissibility, C, financial feasibility, or D, historical significance? The answer is D, historical significance. The four criteria are physical possibility, legal permissibility, financial feasibility, and maximal productivity. Historical significance is not a criterion. An investor is evaluating a property that is currently a parking lot but could be developed into a retail space. What aspect should the investor prioritize to determine the highest and best use? Is it A, the environmental regulations affecting the property, B, the architectural design possibilities, C, the historical use of the property, or D, the potential profitability of developing retail space? The answer is D, the potential profitability of developing retail space. The investor should prioritize financial feasibility to determine if the retail space would generate more profit than the current use. Supply and demand, market cycles, economic influences on value. What typically happens to property values during an economic downturn? Is it A, property values increase due to higher demand, B, property values decrease due to reduced demand, C, property values remain stable regardless of economic conditions, or D, property values increase due to limited supply? The answer is B, property values decrease due to reduced demand. During an economic downturn, property values often decrease due to reduced demand and increased supply as more properties may be put on the market. If a market is experiencing a high level of demand but limited supply, what is the likely impact on property prices? Is it A, property prices will increase, B, property prices will decrease, C, property prices will remain unchanged, or D, property prices will fluctuate unpredictably? The answer is A, property prices will increase. Why this question may seem a bit tricky, it tests understanding of basic economic principles. High demand with limited supply typically leads to increased prices, but the wording may confuse those who think supply will catch up quickly. Jane is considering buying a house in a neighborhood where new businesses are opening and the local economy is improving. How might these factors influence property values in the area? Is it A, property values will decrease due to increased competition, B, property values will remain stable due to balanced supply and demand, C, property values will increase due to higher demand, or D, property values will decrease due to oversupply? The answer is C, property values will increase due to higher demand. Improving local economies and new businesses typically increase demand for housing, leading to higher property values. Tom is a real estate investor who notices that the housing market is currently in a recovery phase after a recession. What should he expect regarding property values? Is it A, property values will fall due to lingering recession effects, B, property values will remain stagnant due to market uncertainty, C. Property values will fluctuate wildly due to instability. Or D. Property values will increase as demand grows. The answer is D. Property values will increase as demand grows. In a recovery phase, property values generally begin to rise as demand increases and the economy strengthens. Valuation approaches and methods. Sales comparison approach. What is the primary purpose of making adjustments in the sales comparison approach? Is it A, to increase the value of the subject property? B, to account for differences between the subject property and comparables? C, to decrease the value of the comparables? Or D, to ensure all properties have the same features? The answer is B, to account for differences between the subject property and comparables. Adjustments are made to account for differences between the subject property and comparables, ensuring a more accurate valuation. When selecting comparables, which factor is least important to consider? Is it A, location, B, size, C, age of the property, or D, condition? The answer is C, age of the property. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. All factors seem important, but the age of the property is less critical if other characteristics align closely. A real estate appraiser is evaluating a suburban home and finds 3 comparables, one with a pool, one recently renovated, and one with a larger lot. Which adjustment should be prioritized? Is it A, adjust for the pool, B, adjust for recent renovations, C, no adjustment needed, or D, adjust for the larger lot size? The answer is D, adjust for the larger lot size. Adjustments should prioritize features that significantly affect market value, such as a larger lot size. In the sales comparison approach, what is the term for properties used to estimate the value of the subject property? Is it A, comparables, B, substitutes, C, equivalents, or D, alternatives? The answer is A, comparables. Comparables are properties similar to the subject property used to estimate its value. An appraiser is valuing a condo in a high-rise building and finds comparables in a nearby low-rise building. What adjustment might be necessary? Is it A, adjust for number of bedrooms, B, adjust for building type, C, adjust for proximity to amenities, or D, no adjustment needed? The answer is B, adjust for building type. Adjustments for building type are necessary as high-rise and low-rise buildings can have different market perceptions and values. In the sales comparison approach, what is the primary reason for selecting comparable properties? Is it A, to find properties with the highest sale prices, B, to identify properties that are most similar to the subject property, C, to locate properties in the same neighborhood, or D, to find properties sold within the last year? The answer is B, to identify properties that are most similar to the subject property. The primary reason for selecting comparable properties is to find those that are most similar to the subject property, ensuring accurate valuation adjustments. An appraiser is evaluating a downtown apartment and finds 3 comparables, one with a balcony, one with a parking space, and one with a gym membership. Which adjustment should be considered first? Is it A, adjustment for the balcony, B, adjustment for the parking space, C, adjustment for the gym membership, or D, no adjustment is needed? The answer is A, adjustment for the balcony. Balconies can significantly affect apartment value, especially in urban settings, making it a priority for adjustment.
Finding this exam review helpful? If you haven't already, like and subscribe for more videos that'll get you ready to pass.
Cost approach. What is the primary difference between replacement cost and reproduction cost in the cost approach to valuation? Is it A, replacement cost includes land value, reproduction cost does not? B, replacement cost uses modern materials, reproduction cost replicates the original? C, reproduction cost is always higher than replacement cost? Or D, replacement cost is used for insurance purposes, reproduction cost is not? The answer is B. Replacement cost uses modern materials, reproduction cost replicates the original. Replacement cost estimates the cost to construct a building with similar utility using modern materials, while reproduction cost estimates the cost to replicate the building exactly as it is. In the cost approach, which method of depreciation considers the loss of value due to outdated design? Is it A, physical deterioration, B, economic obsolescence, C, functional obsolescence, or D, curable depreciation? The answer is C, functional obsolescence. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. Functional obsolescence is often confused with physical deterioration, but it specifically addresses outdated design or features. A developer is assessing the cost to build a new office using the cost approach. They want to ensure the building has the same utility as a nearby historic office, but with modern materials. Which cost should they consider? Is it A, replacement cost, B, reproduction cost, C, market value, or D, salvage value? The answer is A, replacement cost. Replacement cost is appropriate when aiming for similar utility with modern materials, rather than an exact historical replica. Which depreciation method accounts for the loss of value due to changes in the surrounding area? Is it A, physical deterioration, B, economic obsolescence, C, functional obsolescence, or D, curable depreciation? The answer is B, economic obsolescence. Economic obsolescence refers to depreciation caused by external factors, such as changes in the surrounding area. An appraiser is evaluating a property using the cost approach and notices that the building has an outdated heating system. How should this affect the valuation? Is it A, increase the property's value due to historical significance, B, ignore it as it does not affect the cost approach, C, consider it as physical deterioration, or D, account for it as functional obsolescence? The answer is D, account for it as functional obsolescence. Functional obsolescence should be considered as it affects the building's utility and value due to outdated systems. An appraiser is evaluating a newly constructed building using the cost approach. The building is designed to look like a historic landmark, but uses modern materials. Which cost should the appraiser consider to ensure accurate valuation? Is it A, replacement cost, B, reproduction cost, C, market value, or D, salvage value? The answer is A, replacement cost. The replacement cost is used to estimate the cost of constructing a building with the same utility using modern materials and standards. Income approach. What is the primary purpose of using the direct capitalization method in real estate valuation? Is it A, to convert a single year's income into an estimate of value, B, to analyze long-term cash flow projections, C, to determine the replacement cost of a property, or D, to assess the market value based on comparable sales? The answer is A, to convert a single year's income into an estimate of value. The direct capitalization method is used to convert a single year's income into an estimate of value, making it a straightforward approach for valuing income-producing properties. Which factor is not typically considered when calculating a gross income multiplier? Is it A, gross rental income, B. Sales price of the property. C. Net operating income. Or D. Market rent levels. The answer is C. Net operating income. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. The GIM is calculated using gross income and sales price, not net operating income, which is often confused with gross income in this context. A real estate investor is evaluating a property using the discounted cash flow method and expects stable cash flows over the next 10 years. What is a critical step they must take in this analysis? Is it A. Calculate the property's replacement cost. B. Estimate the terminal value at the end of the projection period. C. Determine the property's gross income multiplier. Or D. Assess comparable sales in the area. The answer is B. Estimate the terminal value at the end of the projection period. The investor must estimate the terminal value, which represents the property's value at the end of the projection period, crucial for a complete DCF analysis. In the income approach, what does the capitalization rate represent? Is it A. The total cost of acquiring the property. B. The expected appreciation rate of the property. C. The gross income multiplier. Or D. The rate of return on the investment property. The answer is D. The rate of return on the investment property. The capitalization rate represents the rate of return on a real estate investment property based on the income that the property is expected to generate. A property manager is using direct capitalization to value an apartment complex. The net operating income is $100,000, and the market capitalization rate is 8%. What is the estimated value of the property? Is it A. $1,250,000, B. $800,000, C. $1 million, or D. $1,500,000? The answer is A. $1,250,000. The estimated value is calculated by dividing the NOI by the capitalization rate, resulting in a value of $1,250,000. A commercial real estate investor is considering purchasing a retail property. They plan to use the direct capitalization method to determine its value. The property has a net operating income of $150,000, and similar properties in the area have a capitalization rate of 7%. What is the estimated value of the property? Is it A. $1,500,000, B. $2 million, C. $2,142,857, or D. $2,500,000? The answer is C. $2,142,857. The direct capitalization method involves dividing the NOI by the capitalization rate. Here, $150,000 divided by 0.07 equals $2,142,857, which is the estimated property value. Data collection, analysis, and reconciliation. Data sources: public records, multiple listing service, appraisal files. Which data source is primarily used to verify property ownership and legal descriptions? Is it A. Public records, B. Multiple listing service, C. Appraisal files, or D. Real estate websites? The answer is A. Public records. Public records are the primary source for verifying property ownership and legal descriptions, as they are maintained by government entities and contain official documentation. Which data source might provide the most comprehensive historical sales data for a property? Is it A. Public records, B. Multiple listing service, C. Appraisal files, or D. Tax assessor's office? The answer is B. Multiple listing service. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. While public records provide official sales data, The MLS often contains more detailed historical sales information, including listing prices and days on market. A real estate agent is preparing a comparative market analysis for a client. Which data source should they consult to find recent sales prices of similar properties in the area? Is it A, public records, B, appraisal files, C, multiple listing service, or D, zoning office? The answer is C, multiple listing service. The MLS is the best source for recent sales prices of similar properties as it provides up-to-date listings and sales data essential for a comparative market analysis. Adjustment process in sales comparison and depreciation in cost approach. What is the primary purpose of making adjustments in the sales comparison approach? Is it A, to increase the value of the subject property, B, to account for differences between the subject property and comparables, C, to decrease the value of comparable properties, or D, to standardize property values across different markets? The answer is B, to account for differences between the subject property and comparables. Adjustments in the sales comparison approach are made to account for differences between the subject property and comparable sales, ensuring a more accurate valuation. In the cost approach, which type of depreciation is considered when a property loses value due to outdated design? Is it A, physical deterioration, B, economic obsolescence, C, functional obsolescence, or D, external obsolescence? The answer is C, functional obsolescence. Why this question may seem a bit tricky, functional obsolescence is often confused with physical deterioration or economic obsolescence, but it specifically refers to loss of value from outdated design or features. A real estate appraiser is evaluating a property in a rapidly developing area where property values have increased significantly over the past year. What adjustment should the appraiser consider in the sales comparison approach? Is it A, time adjustment, B, location adjustment, C, physical adjustment, or D, economic adjustment? The answer is A, time adjustment. The appraiser should consider a time adjustment to account for the increase in property values due to the rapid development in the area. During a property appraisal, the appraiser notices that the subject property is located next to a busy highway. Unlike the comparables, what type of adjustment is most appropriate? Is it A, time adjustment, B, physical adjustment, C, functional adjustment, or D, location adjustment? The answer is D, location adjustment. A location adjustment is necessary to account for the negative impact of the busy highway on the subject property's value.
Notice the code in the corner? When you're stumped by a question, enter it at birdsey.ai for immediate help. Enjoy complimentary study sessions and access to hundreds of additional questions to help you pass your exam with confidence.
Reconciliation of values from different approaches and final value judgment. What is the primary goal of reconciling values from different valuation approaches? Is it A, to confirm the highest possible value, B, to determine the most accurate and reliable estimate of value, C, to eliminate the need for further analysis, or D, to comply with legal requirements? The answer is B, to determine the most accurate and reliable estimate of value. The primary goal of reconciling values from different valuation approaches is to arrive at a final value judgment that reflects the most accurate and reliable estimate of value. An appraiser is evaluating a property using both the cost and income approaches. After reconciling these values, what should the appraiser consider to make a final value judgment? Is it A, the average of the two values, B, the higher of the two values, C, the lower of the two values, or D, The strengths and weaknesses of each approach. The answer is D. The strengths and weaknesses of each approach. The appraiser should consider the strengths and weaknesses of each approach and the relevance to the specific property type to make an informed, final value judgment. Specialty valuation issues. Valuing unusual property types. What is a key consideration when valuing agricultural property compared to residential property? Is it A, productivity and potential income, B, proximity to urban centers, C, number of bedrooms, or D, architectural style? The answer is A, productivity and potential income. Agricultural property valuation often focuses on the land's productivity and potential income, unlike residential property, which is more about location and amenities. When valuing a special use property like a church, which method is least likely to be used? Is it A, cost approach, B, income approach, C, sales comparison approach, or D, replacement cost approach? The answer is B, income approach. Why this question may seem a bit tricky, the cost approach is often used for special use properties, but the income approach is less applicable due to the lack of income generation. A farmer is considering selling his land, which is currently used for organic farming. What valuation method should be prioritized to reflect its unique use? Is it A, sales comparison approach, B, cost approach, C, market analysis, or D, income approach? The answer is D, income approach. The income approach is suitable as it considers the land's ability to generate income from organic farming, a key factor in its valuation. Which factor is most critical when valuing industrial properties? Is it A, interior design, B, proximity to schools, C, location and accessibility, or D, architectural style? The answer is C, location and accessibility. Location is crucial for industrial properties due to transportation and logistics needs, impacting operational efficiency and costs. An investor is evaluating a warehouse located near a major highway for purchase. What should be the primary focus of the valuation? Is it A, accessibility and logistics, B, interior aesthetics, C, proximity to residential areas, or D, historical significance? The answer is A, accessibility and logistics. The location's accessibility is crucial for a warehouse, affecting logistics and distribution efficiency, which are key to its value. Leasehold interests, ground leases, partial interests, easements affect on value. What is a leasehold interest in real estate? Is it A, ownership of the property, B, right to use and occupy property under a lease, C, permanent easement on the property, or D, right to sell the property? The answer is B, right to use and occupy property under a lease. A leasehold interest is the right to use and occupy real estate for a specified period under a lease agreement, typically without ownership of the property. How does a ground lease typically affect the valuation of a property? Is it A, increases property value due to land ownership, B, has no effect on property value, C, may decrease property value due to lease restrictions, or D, always increases value due to long-term stability? The answer is C, may decrease property value due to lease restrictions. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. Ground leases can be complex as they separate land ownership from improvements, potentially affecting valuation differently based on lease terms and market conditions. John owns a property with an easement allowing his neighbor to use a driveway. How might this easement affect the property's value? Is it A, decrease value due to limited use, B, increase value due to shared maintenance, C. No effect on value as it is a common arrangement. Or D. Increase value due to improved access. The answer is A. Decrease value due to limited use. An easement can decrease property value due to limitations on full use and potential buyer concerns about shared access. Sarah is considering purchasing a property with a partial interest. What should she be aware of regarding valuation? Is it A. It guarantees full control over the property. B. It simplifies the valuation process. C. It has no impact on marketability. Or D. It may complicate valuation due to shared ownership. The answer is D. It may complicate valuation due to shared ownership. Partial interests can complicate valuation due to shared ownership, affecting marketability and control over the property. Impact of zoning, land use controls, environmental factors on value. What is the primary impact of zoning regulations on property value? Is it A. They determine the architectural style of buildings. B. They restrict or allow certain types of land use. C. They set the minimum selling price for properties. Or D. They provide tax incentives for property improvements. The answer is B. They restrict or allow certain types of land use. Zoning regulations primarily impact property value by restricting or allowing certain types of land use, which can increase or decrease demand for the property. How might environmental factors influence the valuation of a residential property? Is it A. They always increase property value by enhancing aesthetics. B. They have no impact on property value. C. They can increase or decrease property value depending on the factor. Or D. They only affect commercial properties, not residential ones. The answer is C. They can increase or decrease property value depending on the factor. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. Environmental factors can be both positive and negative, affecting value through desirability or risk. Proximity to natural beauty often increases value, while hazards decrease it. A developer plans to build a new housing complex in an area recently rezoned from industrial to residential. How might this rezoning impact the land's value? Is it A. The land value is likely to increase due to higher demand for residential use. B. The land value will decrease because residential zoning is less profitable. C. The land value will remain unchanged as zoning does not affect value. Or D. The land value will decrease due to increased environmental regulations. The answer is A. The land value is likely to increase due to higher demand for residential use. Rezoning from industrial to residential typically increases land value due to higher demand for residential properties compared to industrial uses. Ethics, regulations, and report preparation. Ethical issues in appraisal/valuation. What is the primary ethical concern when an appraiser accepts a fee contingent upon the appraised value? Is it A. Competency, B. Bias, C. Confidentiality, or D. Timeliness? The answer is B. Bias. Contingent fees can lead to bias, as the appraiser might feel pressured to meet a specific value to receive payment. An appraiser is asked to appraise a property for a family member. What is the most ethical action for the appraiser to take? Is it A. Decline the assignment to avoid potential bias? B. Accept the assignment but disclose the relationship? C. Accept the assignment and ensure a thorough appraisal? Or D. Refer the assignment to a colleague without explanation? The answer is A. Decline the assignment to avoid potential bias. Appraising for a family member can lead to bias, so the appraiser should decline to maintain objectivity. Regulatory standards and appraisal report types. What is the primary difference between a summary appraisal report and a narrative appraisal report? Is it A, a summary report is more detailed than a narrative report? B, a narrative report includes a detailed analysis, whereas a summary report provides a concise overview? C, both reports contain the same level of detail but differ in format? Or D, a summary report is used for residential properties, while a narrative report is for commercial properties? The answer is B. A narrative report includes a detailed analysis, whereas a summary report provides a concise overview. A summary appraisal report provides a concise overview of the appraisal, while a narrative appraisal report includes a detailed analysis and comprehensive explanation of the appraisal process. An appraiser is preparing a report for a complex commercial property with multiple income streams. Which type of appraisal report is most appropriate for this situation? Is it A, summary appraisal report, B, restricted appraisal report, C, form appraisal report, or D, narrative appraisal report? The answer is D, narrative appraisal report. A narrative appraisal report is best for complex properties as it allows for detailed analysis and explanation of various factors affecting the property's value.
Thanks for watching. If you found this exam review helpful, be sure to subscribe for more real-world practice and topic-focused study videos. And visit birdsey.ai to start your free trial of Birdsey, your AI-powered study partner.